Kaca's song, Vasistha continued. I've bond 58. In this connection, O Rama. Remember an inspiring song sung by the son of the preceptor of the gods, Kaca. This Kaca was established in self-knowledge. He lived in a cave on the Mount Meru. His mind was saturated with the highest wisdom, and hence it was not attracted by any of the objects of the world composed of the five elements. Feigning despair, Kaca sang this meaningful song. Pray listen to this. Kaca said, "What shall do? Where shall they go? What shall we try to hold? What shall we renounce? This entire universe is permeated by the one self. Unhappiness or sorrow is the self. Happiness is the self too, for all desires are but empty void. Having known that all this is the self, I am freed from all travail. In this body, within and without, above and below, everywhere, here and there is only the self and self alone, and there is no non-self. The self alone is everywhere. Everything exists as the self. All this is truly the self. Exist in the self as the self. Exist as all this, as the reality in all everywhere. Am the fullness. Am the self-bliss. Fill the entire universe like the cosmic ocean." Thus he sang, and he intoned the holy word Om, which resounded like a bell. He had merged his entire being in that holy sound. He was neither inside anything nor outside anything. This sage remained in that place totally absorbed in the self. Vasistha continued. Ipoto 59. What else is there in this world, O Rama, except eating, drinking and sex? Hence, what is there in this world that a wise man would find worthy of seeking? This world of five elements and the body composed of flesh, blood, hair and all the rest of it are considered real by the ignorant, and they exist for his entertainment. The wise see in all this an impermanent and unreal but terrible poison. Rama asked, by the destruction of all notions, when the mind regains the state of the Creator himself, how does the notion of the world arise in it? Vasistha continued. Rama, the firstborn Creator, on arising from the womb of the infinite consciousness, uttered the sound Brahma. Hence he is known as Brahma, the Creator. This Creator first entertained the notion of light, and light came into being. In that light, he visualized his own cosmic body, and this came into being, from the brilliant sun to the diverse objects that fill the space. He contemplated the same light as of infinite sparks, and all these sparks became diverse beings. Surely it is the cosmic mind alone that has become this Brahma and all the other beings. Whatever this Brahma created in the beginning is seen even today. This unreal world has acquired substantiality on account of the persistence of the notion of its existence. All the beings in this universe sustain it by their own notions and ideas. After creating the universe by his own thought force, the Creator reflected thus: I have created all this by the power of a little agitation in the cosmic mind. Have had enough of it. It will now perpetuate itself. Let me rest. Contemplating thus, Brahma the Creator rested in his own self in deep meditation. Then, out of compassion for the created beings, the Creator revealed the scriptures which treat of self-knowledge. Once again he became absorbed in the knowledge of his own self, which is beyond all concepts and descriptions. This indeed is the highest state of the Creator, Brahmi Sthiti. From there on, created beings acquired the character of the things with which they associated. By associating with the good, they became good, and those who associated with the worldly became worldly. Thus one gets bound to this world appearance, and thus one is liberated too. Over 60-61. Vasistha continued. After the creation of the world appearance, this world appearance, became like a water pot in which the living creatures keep coming up and going down into the blind. Well, with our desire to live as the binding rope, these living beings that arose in the ocean of infinite consciousness like waves and ripples entered into the physical space. And when the elements like air, fire, water and earth were evolved, they became involved in them. Then the cycle of birth and death began to revolve. The Aivas come down, as it were, riding the rays of the moon, and enter into the plants and herbs. They become the fruits, as it were, of those plants. The fruits are ripened by the light of the sun. Then they are ready to incarnate. The subtle notions, ideas, and mental conditioning are dormant even in the unborn being. At birth, the veil that covered them is removed. Some of these beings are born pure and enlightened, sattvika. Even in their own previous births, they had turned away from the lure of sensual pleasures. But the nature of the others, who are born merely to perpetuate the cycle of birth and death, is a mixture of the pure, the impure, and the dark. There are others whose nature is pure, with just a slight impurity. They are devoted to the truth and are full of noble qualities. Rare are such people who are devoid of the darkness of ignorance. Other people are enveloped by the darkness of ignorance and stupidity. They are like rocks and hills. Those beings in whom purity is preponderant, with just a slight impurity, the Rajasa Sattvika people, are ever happy, enlightened, and do not grieve nor despair. They are unselfish like trees, and like them, they live to experience the fruition of past actions without committing new ones. They are desireless. They are at peace within themselves, and they do not abandon this peace even in the worst calamities. They love all and look upon all with equal vision. They do not drown in the ocean of sorrow. By all means, one should avoid drowning in the ocean of sorrow and engage oneself in the inquiry into the nature of the self. Who am I? How has this world illusion arisen? One should thus abandon egoism in the body and attraction to the world. Then one will realize that there is no division in space. Whether or not a building stands in space, the same consciousness that shines in the sun also dwells as the little worm that crawls in a hole on this earth. Vasistha continued. I4 62. O Rama, one who is wise and who is capable of inquiring into the nature of truth should approach a good and learned person and study the scripture. This teacher should be free from craving for pleasure, and he should also have had direct experience of the truth. And with his help, one should study the scripture, and by the practice of the great yoga, one can reach the supreme state. O Rama, you are indeed a spiritual hero and an abode of good qualities. You are free from sorrow. You have reached the state of equanimity. Give up all delusion through the highest form of intelligence. When you are free from all concern about the objects of the world, you will be established in non-dual consciousness, and that is final liberation. There is no doubt about this, and sages of self-knowledge will follow your noble example. Rama, only a person who is intelligent like you, who is good-natured and equal-visioned like you, and who sees only what is good, is entitled to the vision of wisdom which Ji have described here. O Rama, as long as you are embodied, live without being swayed by likes and dislikes, attraction and aversion, in conformity with the standards of the community in which you live, but without any desires and cravings. Constantly seek to discover the supreme peace, as the holy ones do. It is by emulating the example of the holy ones that one makes progress towards the supreme state. Whatever be one's nature here in this life, that alone he obtains after leaving this lifespan. But he who exerts seriously now is able to overcome such predispositions and exalt himself from the states of darkness and stupidity, tamas, and impurity, rajas. It is by the exercise of one's wisdom that one can ascend from these other states to the state of purity and enlightenment, sattva. It is only by intense self-effort that one obtains a good embodiment. There is nothing that intense self-effort cannot achieve. By the practice of Brahmakarya, continence or whole-soul devotion to Brahman, courage and endurance, and dispassion, and by intelligent practice based on common sense, one obtains that which one seeks to obtain, self-knowledge. Rama, you are already a liberated being. Live like one.